No judgments.
No judgments. You're funny. Okay, so Stan, let's go with you first. Where'd you feel on? Oh, Arnita, welcome to class. Yay!
Thank
Yay.
you.
Yay.
Welcome, Arnita.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I do know that this scene originally has some things in it, because I've seen some of the film, not all of it, that doesn't translate to how it's written out, because right before, well, when she's playing the record, they play an inward monologue that he gives,
Right.
where he's thinking out loud, and you hear him, and he's like, all right, I got to play this cool. I got to, and then he just blurts out, I love you. he builds it up like, I got to play this cool. I got to do this right. And all of a sudden he just screws it up and says it.
That.
And then halfway through that scene, some people come in and interrupt them. And it kind of cuts it off. And so then the way we read it, it picks up later. And so for me, it was just, and on top of that too, when he says, I love you, he rushes in and kisses her immediately.
I know. Yeah. I mean,
which is kind of hard to do with all of this. So
exactly.
That kind of threw me off a little bit, because there's a physicality to some of this scene
that's
hard to translate via conference.
I totally agree, and I know that certain scenes are certainly going to be a lot more challenging that way. But I just think it's an additional challenge. That's just going to force all of us to just get even more creative and even just better at all that stuff. And I think also, my recollection is, I think this scene actually takes place in like 3 different locations. So
right.
I think it does.
Yeah.
So in order to just really, compress it and make it all take place in one place, and that's fine. I think it works when we do it in the studio. It works fine if it's all takes place in Hannah's kitchen. I think that works out really, really well. But to that extent, outside of the just the weirdness of the setup, where'd you feel on? Where'd you feel off?
I think for me, I kind of felt a little off when I felt like I should be doing something a little bit more physical, and so it just kind of threw me off in terms of being able to plug into the scene, I think.
Well, let me ask you this. Did you have a substitution for Arnita?
I thought I did, and I was hoping it would come across correctly.
I don't think it did, because I think, the key to this scene and the key to the Elliot character and the fun of the scene is that he just can't even, he can't control himself. He is so in love with her, and he's so taken with her. Even when she says stupid things like, I got to get my teeth clean. Oh, that's nice. I mean, everything she says, she could say, I have to take a shit. And you go, oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
That's glorious.
Everything she says it's just exquisite. He's so in love.
So I need to be a little bit more starstruck.
Totally. And then also, I think it's really, really important. I really, even though, this is a video, you've got to have your place, and you've got to have that fourth wall. Because, in terms of the obstacles, what did you decide were your obstacles in the scene?
Well, the obstacles is that she may not feel the same way. And
she may not feel the same way. What else?
So I'm literally kind of jumping out there on a limb and, exposing myself to possible rejection from the one I'm madly in love with the most.
Yeah. What else?
That's the only objection I came up with.
Well, the other ones are, keep in mind, this is your wife's sister.
Oh, got it. Well, okay, yeah.
I mean, I don't know in what universe it could possibly work, but in terms of choosing your wife's sister, and not only that, they have a good relationship. It's not like they're estranged or they hate one another. They're really close. She even says, Hannah and I are really close. She would have said something, That's a problem. She says her line about, I live with Frederick. Where's Frederick at this moment?
No idea.
He's down the hall.
Okay.
So you literally have just moments to close the deal. So there's this time urgency. And what if he walks in? And when you're alone in a room with someone that you're sexually attracted to, if somebody else walks in, they see it. We can smell it. It's like, oh, something's going on here. It's just that obvious. I don't know if it's pheromones or what. So I think we have to put that danger in place. I think that when all of the little objects, whether it's the music box concerto or the book, the E.E. Cummings or the poem, did you have inner objects for all of that?
I did for Bach, maybe not
Okay.
for Cummings.
Okay, all of it has to just really be, I mean, he has taken out the big guns, and it's like, you know, I dated a guy years ago who, if he was trying to close a deal, my favorite, and it's not anymore, but there used to be this really great restaurant at the Adolphus called the French Room, and it was fancy, and I loved it.
I've eaten there before.
Yes, and so that's where, and I always knew he was getting ready to propose something, you know. But anyway, you know, so that's what for the Elliot character. These are his big guns: the beautiful music and the poetry and all of that. He knows Lee well enough that he knows these are the things that are going to appeal to her. So I keep getting on you about the fourth wall. I really want to believe that I am watching two people fall in love, you know, having this illicit relationship, and all of us should feel like voyeurs. Should we really watch Stan be having this conversation? And I still felt that you were just too aware of us.
Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's have a stronger moment before. Let's have a lot more obstacles. You know, did you have an inner object for Hannah?
Yes.
Okay, was that in place?
Yes. Well, yeah. I had somebody I one time told her that I'd give her my heart if she'd take it, and she said, "If I ever feel the same way, I'll let you know."
Okay, well, keep in mind, Hannah is your wife.
Oh, right. I thought you meant my obstacles for.
No, I think Hannah, you have to have in place. Has anyone seen the video? I just saw it today. It's this guy, and someone's asking him and said, "Okay, here's a choice for you. During this whole coronavirus thing, would you rather A, self-isolate at your home with your child," or, and the guy goes, B. He doesn't even know what B is. It didn't matter. Anyway, that's where Elliot is right now. You know, he would probably rather be anywhere with anyone than Hannah. He's just over it. And he says that I've fallen out of love. I don't know how it happened. And more than anything, he just really wants to be with Lee. Okay. So we talked about the music in the book, page 112. I actually like when you said, you know, "I love you." I think that worked. But you know, you literally have seconds to close the deal with this woman. It's a lot more dangerous. The other thing that's so important, and people always miss this in this scene, is when you talk about this guy is going to sell trillion records or whatever that is. What's that all about?
No idea. I didn't know what that meant.
Hmm.
I thought it was music playing in the background, to tell you the truth. I couldn't. There's nothing indicating in the
yeah. Well, this is just, if you didn't watch the movie, you wouldn't know this, but it's important to even try to figure out a way to use everything in the scene in order to serve you and your scene objective. So what's actually going on in the scene is you, I think you manage a musician. And the musician, he's going to be big, he's going to do well, he's going to sell 1 trillion records. Now that's kind of a big, and basically you brought the musician over to see Frederick, because Frederick is an artist, and the musician is getting ready to buy some art. So Frederick and the musician
isn't Frederick played by Max von?
Yes, Van Sydow.
Who just passed away.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're looking at the art. And that's your opportunity to come in here. So even there, you say, yeah, this guy, I mean, he's going to make $1 trillion. Now, anyone who is like, oh, and you're his manager, managers get a percentage. That could be a really good thing for you. And this is his way of, you know, puffing himself up and making himself like, you know, seem like he's all that, you know. So we want to use everything in the scene to serve our ultimate goal, whatever that is.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
Okay. Any questions?
No, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, Arnita.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, I like your glasses. You look so sophisticated. Okay. Yeah, so where'd you feel on? Where'd you feel off?
I felt on in the beginning.
Okay.
I felt a little off towards the end because I wanted to do more actions, but I was sitting down.
Yes, I know that it gets in the way. Yes, I like the beginning, talk to Hannah, got to get my teeth cleaned. Anytime you brought up your teeth, that worked really well because it really seemed like you were committing to just changing the subject. So I think that worked really well. And then I liked towards the end, the whole, I can't say anything, I have certain feelings, not on my behalf, Elliot, please. And then I got to get my teeth cleaned. I think that the middle of it needs a little bit of work, and I think I know why. So you tell me what you decided was your scene objective.
My scene objective was to not love him, and I didn't want him to know that, and I was trying to keep it in, flirt a little bit, but kind of like pull it back.
Okay, well, so I'm glad that you said that because I'm going to encourage you to go a different direction.
Okay.
It's really, really important for everybody to try to avoid the choice of playing not something. I'm trying to not get this because it just leaves you, if we really don't want something, you leave the room. You don't return the call. You don't return the text. You disappear. However, if we are still in a room with someone and we're still having a conversation with somebody, then things, that would indicate that maybe you do want something out of this. And also by the end of the scene, you do admit, I have certain feelings for you. So what if we played it this way, Arnita, that you are extremely attracted to him? He's very different from your high maintenance artist boyfriend that you live with. Elliot is a gentleman and he's a good provider. Really the only thing getting in your way is he's married to your sister. That's a problem. And maybe your sister has probably talked about what an incredible husband he is. He's so loving and caring and da 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 da. You're like, oh my God, why can't I guy like that? So let's go this other direction where your scene objective is going to be, it is a love scene. So get him to figure out how the two of you can be together, but nobody gets hurt.
Okay.
All right. Because that's going to give you something that you're going towards rather than something you're moving away from.
Okay.
And that's going to be, you're going to have beats and actions that are going to get you something rather than you just having to live to get your teeth cleaned. And those are choices that are going to make this performance and this character so much more interesting.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I think the key to that is to have the right substitution. It's I don't know if you ever had a crush on a girlfriend's guy or it's just like, this is just taboo. This cannot happen. This is wrong. However, if he can figure out how we can be together, no one gets hurt, I'll consider it.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes it's fun to get in there and make choices like, I just call them impossible choices that you really can't. There's situations that really not in any real world could work, but it doesn't keep you as an actor from trying to make that happen. And who knows, if you do it well enough, maybe you'll change reality. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. And then also sort of the same thing. I want a really strong fourth wall for you. I want to believe that we're watching two, just star-crossed lovers, having this intimate conversation, and at any minute, something wonderful might happen there. Okay. That's going to be so much more fun to watch. And in some ways too, I mean, emotionally it'll be a little bit more challenging, but just in terms of your beats and actions, it's actually going to be easier.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You guys are great. Yeah.